The air crackles with anticipation, thousands of voices merge into a deafening roar, engines scream, a symphony of raw power. Formula One, this isn't just a sport, it's a spectacle, a high-speed ballet where drivers dance with danger at over 200 miles per hour. It's a world of cutting-edge technology, where fractions of a second decide victory or defeat. From the heart-stopping overtakes to the bitter rivalries, Formula One is a story written in speed, drama, and pure, unadulterated adrenaline. This isn't just about the drivers, it's about the designers, the engineers, the mechanics, the unsung heroes who push the boundaries of what's possible. Every race is a testament to their brilliance, their dedication. Formula One isn't just about the present either, it's about a rich legacy, a legacy built by legends, names like Fangio, Clark, Senna, names that echo through the halls of motorsport history. This is the story of Formula One. Buckle up. The year was 1950, the world was still recovering from the war. But from the ashes of conflict rose a new breed of gladiators. Their arena, the racetrack, their chariot, the Formula One car. It all began at Silverstone, a former airfield in England, the date May 13, 1950, the event the first ever Formula One World Championship Grand Prix. The cars were rudimentary, the safety measures almost non-existent, but the spirit, the raw passion for speed, was undeniable. It was a different era, one where bravery often outweighed common sense. Drivers like Giuseppe Farina and Juan Manuel Fangio emerged as early stars. Fangio, the Argentinian maestro, would go on to become Formula One's first true icon. He was a master of car control, a fearless competitor who dominated the early years of the sport. The cars were slower, less sophisticated, but the racing just as thrilling. Drivers wrestled their machines around corners, pushing themselves and their cars to the limit. These early pioneers laid the foundation for what Formula One would become, a global phenomenon. As the 1950s gave way to the 1960s, Formula One evolved. The cars became faster, sleeker, the technology more advanced. But one thing remained constant: the fierce competition. Rivalries became the lifeblood of the sport, and few rivalries were as intense, as captivating as that of Jim Clark and Graham Hill. Clark, the quiet Scotsman, was a natural behind the wheel, smooth, precise, and devastatingly quick. Hill, the Londoner, was his polar opposite, aggressive, determined, and always up for a fight. Their battles on the track were legendary, a clash of styles, a test of nerve and skill. It was a golden age for Formula One, an era of innovation, where teams like Ferrari, BRM, and Lotus pushed each other to build faster, more agile machines. The drivers became superstars, their faces plastered on magazine covers, their every move followed by adoring fans. Formula One was no longer just a sport, it was a cultural phenomenon. The 1970s, disco was king. Platform shoes ruled the dance floor. And Formula One? It had Niki Lauda and James Hunt. Two drivers, two personalities. Their rivalry became legendary. In 1976, their rivalry peaked at the Nürburgring. Lauda crashed horrifically, his Ferrari engulfed in flames. Severely burned, he fought for his life. Miraculously, he returned weeks later. Hunt won the championship by a single point. Their clash of personalities transcended motorsport, cementing Formula One's place as the pinnacle of motorsport. Section 5. The need for speed and safety. The 1980s were a time of excess, big hair, shoulder pads, and turbochargers. Lots and lots of turbochargers. Formula One wasn't immune to the trend. The cars became technological marvels, their engines boosted to absurd levels of power. It was the era of the Turbo Titans. Power outputs soared past 1,000 horsepower in qualifying trim. The cars were rockets on wheels, barely tamed beasts that demanded respect. Drivers like Alain Prost, Nigel Mansell, and Nelson Piquet became household names. They were gladiators in a high-stakes arena, pushing themselves and their machines to the absolute limit. But this relentless pursuit of speed came at a cost. The 1980s also saw a number of serious accidents. Drivers were killed, spectators were injured. The sport was at a crossroads. Something had to change. The governing body of motorsport, the FIA, responded. New safety regulations were introduced. Circuits were modified. The cars themselves were redesigned. Safety became a top priority. Slowly but surely, Formula One became a safer sport. But the speed, the excitement, remained. Because that's what Formula One is all about. Section 6. Senna, a star that burned too bright. Ayrton Senna. The name is synonymous with Formula One. He was a phenomenon, a driver of unparalleled talent and determination. He arrived in Formula One in the mid-1980s, a young Brazilian with a burning desire to win. He battled his rivals with a fierce intensity. His rivalry with Alain Prost became legendary. They were the two best drivers of their generation. But Senna was more than just a driver. He was an icon in Brazil, a national symbol, charismatic, controversial, and captivating. But his story ended in tragedy. At the 1994 San Marino Grand Prix, Senna's car crashed. He was killed instantly. The world mourned a true racing legend. Senna's death sent shockwaves through Formula One. It was a stark reminder of the sport's dangers, but it also led to further safety improvements. The legacy of Ayrton Senna lives on. He is remembered for his talent, passion, and determination. Section 7, From Tracks to Racetracks. The 1990s saw Formula One undergo a transformation. It shifted from a sport primarily followed by petrolheads to a global entertainment spectacle. This evolution was fueled by several factors. Firstly, the sport moved away from traditional racing circuits like Silverstone and Monza to purpose-built tracks in exotic locations. Sepang in Malaysia, Bahrain's Sakhir Circuit, and Shanghai International Circuit in China became regular fixtures on the calendar. These new tracks were designed for television, with sweeping corners and long straights that showcased the speed and skill of the drivers. This expansion into new markets broadened the sport's appeal, attracting a new generation of fans. The drivers themselves became global superstars, their images plastered on billboards and magazine covers worldwide. They weren't just racing drivers anymore, they were marketable athletes with lucrative sponsorship deals and legions of devoted fans. Section 8, the Ecclestone-era F1 goes global. No single individual has had a more significant impact on the commercialization and globalization of Formula One than Bernie Ecclestone. The diminutive Englishman, with his trademark white shirt and dark sunglasses, ruled the sport for decades. He was a shrewd businessman, a master negotiator who transformed Formula One from a niche sport into a multi-billion-dollar global entertainment empire. Ecclestone recognized the sport's potential early on. He understood the power of television and secured lucrative broadcasting deals that brought Formula One into the homes of millions worldwide. He negotiated with governments, sponsors, and teams, always driving the best deal for the sport, and of course, himself. He was a controversial figure, often accused of prioritizing profit over the sport's integrity. However, there's no denying his impact. He took Formula One to new heights, making it one of the most watched and most valuable sporting events in the world. Section 9, a new generation of speed demons. The 21st century ushered in a new era for Formula One. The sport welcomed a new generation of drivers, each with their own unique style and personality. Fernando Alonso, a two-time world champion, burst onto the scene. Sebastian Vettel dominated with Red Bull Racing, shattering records. Lewis Hamilton took the Formula One world by storm. He won a record-equaling 7 world championships. Then came Max Verstappen, a fearless prodigy. His battles with Hamilton reignited the sport's rivalry. This new generation brought excitement and unpredictability to Formula One. Section 10. The future is green sustainability in F1. Formula One has always been at the forefront of technological innovation. But in recent years, the focus has shifted towards sustainability. With growing concerns about climate change and the environmental impact of motorsport, Formula One has pledged to become carbon neutral by 2030. This commitment is not just about cleaning up the sport's image, it's about driving innovation that can be transferred to road cars, making them more efficient and environmentally friendly. The hybrid power units introduced in 2014 are a prime example of this technology transfer. These sophisticated engines combine a traditional internal combustion engine with an electric motor, recovering energy that would otherwise be wasted during braking. The sport is also exploring the use of sustainable fuels made from bio-waste or even captured carbon dioxide. These fuels have the potential to significantly reduce the sport's carbon footprint without compromising on performance. Formula One is embracing its role as a platform for change, proving that sustainability and high performance can go hand in hand. Section 11. Fast, Furious, Forever. From its humble beginnings in post-war Britain, Formula One has evolved into a global spectacle. It's a sport that constantly pushes the boundaries of technology, speed, and human endurance. It's a sport that has produced legends, heroes, and icons. From Fangio to Hamilton, from Silverstone to Singapore, Formula One's story is one of drama, excitement, and innovation. The future of Formula One is bright. New technologies, new drivers, and new challenges await. The sport is constantly evolving, adapting to the changing times. But one thing remains constant: the passion, the thrill, the unyielding pursuit of speed. Formula One is more than just a race, it's a spectacle, a celebration of human ingenuity and the relentless pursuit of excellence. It's a sport that captures the imagination, quickens the pulse, and leaves you breathless. Formula One, fast, furious, forever.